Transy keeps climbing the ladder. Started from the bottom, and now you're here. And now you're in third place. We'll get to the standings in a minute. Mount St. Joe's, they have been a serious contender the last couple of years. You go on the road. This doesn't happen, and we'll talk about the stats throughout the game. But you don't go on the road and shoot 53% in the first half, 65 in the second half on the road, and win. That doesn't happen, but this team is doing that.
Right, and the thing that happened in this game, I think Coach Kerrigan really prides himself in being a good, solid defensive coach, and I'd like to think that we can defend a little bit as well. We go in at halftime, both teams are shooting over 70 or over 53%.
Not bad.
So we have a computer program that all the teams have that really breaks down the analytics of all the teams across the country. Mount St. Joe, we saw that one of their worst defenses was the transition defense. So we were trying to get, which we talked about before the game, their worst defense is our best offense. Right. It should be an opportunity to get a lot of good looks. But we went inside early. They had some mismatch problems trying to guard Kyle Gullett. When we spread them out, they're usually really good at the half court initially, and then if we can get them to move around a little bit, that opens up the driving areas. Rob Dent's last couple weeks have just this first half in this game was his best first half since he's put on a Transylvania uniform, and I'm really happy for him that he's really found that next gear, and there's one even beyond where he is, but putting up the minutes that he has really helped us, because Kyle Gullett got in foul trouble in the first half.
What a move by Alex. I mean, another backyard. He's done that. We've seen that a lot over the last year and a half, where he fakes the behind the back pass and then puts it off the glass.
Has he ever thrown that behind the back pass?
No.
I think if he ever does, the guy will probably have an Isaiah Pollard moment where he gets drilled
in the head.
He got drilled in the head.
Oh, that was wonderful. You will see that blooper from last week's show. If you didn't see it, you will see it again. I promise you. Where
how we have gotten Kyle better is that early on. He would go one-on-one, and then he would make a decision of when he wanted to shoot. And sometimes if he had held on to it 1 or 2 more seconds on a dribble, he would have been able to take the shot that he wanted. Another opportunity to where we've slowed him down and gotten him to understand, take his time, and then go off 2 feet, being strong. Now he's getting fouled. Now he's getting much more comfortable. That was a big steal, because they had gotten a stop. We were on the break, and Jones goes in, uses his body really well, all 132 pounds of it.
But he's one of those guys that you don't want to get hit by one of those points that he's got, because he is extremely wiry, and sharpy, and if you run into one of those Sharpies, it's not going to be nice. This was a tough game. I mean, it was kind of back and forth a lot. You were down in the first half, you rallied to take the lead, and then you start playing with the lead. And what is the mentality of a team that's used to coming from behind, now playing with a 6-point lead?
Well, a couple games early on, we got out and got the lead, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, if we can shorten this game a little bit, good things can happen, and it really had an adverse effect. So now when we get that lead, we're saying, continue to take good shots, but don't hesitate, and no hesitation.
You just didn't move. You're like, well, yeah.
He is not the best set shooter 3-point.
Right.
And we were working with him one day, and we said, why don't you just start taking a dribble up, because his mid-range game was so good. Mm-hmm. Just start taking a dribble and going up for 3, and just like that, it helps his rhythm, and it helps his getting the basketball up there. Again, same thing. Those aren't happening on a catch and shoot.
Right.
So I'm not the smartest dude, but I said, you know what? Let's work on you getting threes off of the dribble up. and Coach Meyer agreed.
You know, some shooters use their legs a lot to get the jump shot. He doesn't use his legs a lot. He uses more upper body, but he puts such a high arc on the ball too. It's not a line drive shot that some people have.
That's to go up 7 right there.
Yeah, it goes up 7, and then you hit the free throws down the stretch to win it 92-87. And I don't know what it is about your team, but look at these numbers. Some of them don't make sense. Points in the paint, you get beat 38-26. Second chance points off turnovers, big. You get 2 baskets there. But at about the 6-minute mark, you guys are sitting in the mid-60s. And it has been the trend over the last month. You score 30 to 40 points in the last 6 minutes, right. and it's amazing. Alex Jones, if he's not player of the week, I just don't know what a guy sometimes has to do when you go on the road for 12 of 21 shooting, 4 of 5 from threes. The assist, 14 assists in 2 games, outstanding. Robert Dent's, though, 11 points, 6 rebounds. I don't think he's done that since his first month at Transy.
It is huge. He's he gets those rebounds up, and then we're talking about a double-double for Rob. So I think he's understanding. He's young. He's young for his class, and I think really since as we've started winning, his production has gone up tremendously, and that's exciting. The rotation from a defensive standpoint, getting guys in. If Kyle Gullett gets in foul trouble, we're able to slide somebody else in. Got to get the turnovers down a little bit.
Yeah, incredible shooting. 58, basically 59% on the road. Doesn't happen a lot. Let's take a quick look at the Heartland Conference standings, the HCAC standings. And Transy at 6-3 entering the weekend, and just a game behind Mount St. Joe's, 2 behind Hanover and Anderson. And Hanover, if memory serves, last week or 2 weeks ago started to receive national votes.
Right. They received couple votes for the top 25, and they're having a really good year. We're 1 basket away from winning up there. We've lost at Hanover, we've lost at Anderson, we've beaten Mount St. Joe on the road. So we've played all 3 of those teams above us on the road with the game yesterday at Rose-Hulman.
And that means they got to come to the Don Lane Court. They got to come to the Lexington area soon. When we come back, got a little special he doesn't even know about. That's on the way.